Yo, what is good, you guys? Happy Wednesday to all of you. It's spooky season. It's back. These are some tracks that I made for the Audio Design Desk library a couple years back. A little album called Fright. Today, we are going to make a bunch of new stuff, and most of that stuff is going to end up in the free annual giveaway pack for the Halloween holiday from Ghost Hack. So we'll cook up a bunch of sounds. It'll be a variety of things. We'll probably do some drones and pulses and jump scares and risers, and we'll see what else we get up to. Some hits for sure. Should be a good time. Anybody dressing up for Halloween this year? We have plans to go out this week, tomorrow in fact, to go select this year's costume for the kiddo. Always fun to hear when the adults have refused to grow up for yet another year and celebrate. Velvet Goat Cheese, welcome in. How you doing, homie? Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're doing all right. You working on anything fun over there this week? I'm doing all right. I have kind of a compressed week this week because my kiddos got 5 days off, a 5-day weekend. So 3 extra days off of school. and that means all of my work gets kind of crammed into these little pockets of time. So other than the juggling, Doing pretty well. Situation normal. Carolus, welcome in. Welcome in. Always good to have you here, homie. Carolus saying, yo, I don't need to dress up. Every day is Halloween for me when I look in the mirror. Oh, man. Shall we jump right in? I feel like maybe we should just jump right in today. I think we will. And I'm not sure exactly where the adventures are going to take us. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy all of this text over here, and I'm going to open a new project. We'll leave this other one open in case we need the music later. Okay, so now we've got our project set. What should we work with today? Hey, Paul's here, tuning in from sunny Maryland. And heyo, Ohm Lab. How you doing, Paul? Always good to see you, homie. You got anything good cooking today? Velvet Goat Cheese says, breaking my brain on DSP with digital filters. You know, I was thinking about playing with some CDP today with y'all because our friend Iron Imp posted some stuff, some PDF documents on some of the individual CDP processes available in that kit, and one of the files is not behaving correctly with my operating system right now, so I'm trying to get to the bottom of that. I was going to use the newer kind of nodal interface called Sound Threads, which is pretty dope. There's a link to it here. In the same exact thread from Iron Imp, just from a few days prior. It's in the public sound design channel if y'all are interested, but we'll dig into it at some point as a group on a stream. I'm going to assume it would probably be a Wednesday. But just really interesting, nerdy stuff in here. Kind of explains, well, like I said, the individual functions. There's a whole bunch of individual processes that you can kind of string together in unique ways inside of the CDP environment. So, but anyway, that is posted inside of the public sound design channel. That link is only good for a handful of days. It's hosted up on WeTransfer right now, so and I'm not sure you're going to find that elsewhere. So if you are kicking the tires on SoundThread and CDP and you're wanting to understand a little bit more about it, grab that before the link expires. Also, if you are, I feel like maybe I should have left the background music going. If you are currently subscribed to the live stream here on Twitch and you have not grabbed your free sounds yet this month, go do so. There's some really good ones. The pack Modular Clouds is available for download this month. Oh, nice, Velvet. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, so we'll dig into that at some point together as a big group. Because I think playing with the experimental stuff is fun. And it's very eye-opening. Very inspiring stuff. All right, so like I said, we're going to make a bunch of stuff. It's all going to be sound design elements. So we probably won't, I don't know, we haven't gotten there yet, but we probably won't bust out like a whole song today. We'll probably bust out the elements for a whole bunch of different songs and scenes, more likely. So along the way, if you have requests or challenges like, hey, dude, use the sound of a horse snorting or whatever to make your next sound, or put some kind of weird restriction in place, go ahead, see if it floats. Corollas asking, hey, what is your favorite VST for making interesting sounds? I want to try to do things like that too, excluding reactor and contact. Hmm. Well, um, it's a good question. Favorite VSTs for making interesting sounds. Well, and I'm taking reactor out of it? Oh my goodness. Um, why would you ever want to take reactor out of the mix? Okay, so, well, I do love me some granular plugins. Um, and I also do love me some saturation. You guys know this. So Portal and Thermal are pretty high ranking in my world. Um, not because I've worked with output a bunch, but because the sonic results from the tools are pretty great, and the flexibility is pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. I will say though that there are, Portal's more of a kind of granular delay tool. To be fair, it's not like a playable instrument, so to speak, but it is very like highly transformative. So I do like that. I also like. I know this one's going to be a little weird, for sound design because it's not actually generating any sound. But Shaperbox is pretty great because it puts in front of you a whole bunch of different ways in which you can engage with the sound that you want to run through it, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a long form sound to get good use out of it. Now, Guitar Rig is also way up there in regards to like transformative ability. Just having that open rack environment is pretty great. And if we're taking contact and reactor out of the mix, that makes me kind of want to put something like kilohertz in, because it's fairly modular in its approach, and I can't do away with Absinthe, even though it's already been kind of retired by Native Instruments. I still use it constantly. It's pretty tough to beat the envelope system in it, and the onboard effects there in that tool are just not found elsewhere, and they're very well aligned with cinematic purposes and intentions. So I find myself using that quite a bit. Um, yeah, yeah. There's a few. There's a handful. People have been asking me lately if I will start doing videos again for the new YouTube channel, the way that the old YouTube channel used to be set up with all the tutorials and stuff. And man, I keep going back and forth. I keep going back and forth. There's also kind of an outcry for kind of top 10 lists or top 5 lists of different things, like different specific types of tools or workflows in those tools. I hear you. I hear you, you guys. You want videos back. I hear you. We just might. I might fold. Ooh, VCV rack. Yeah, so Paul is saying, hey, Corollas, have you ever tried VCV rack? Step into my white van and I'll show you what it's all about. Oh, okay, so you have Portal. Okay. Yeah, I think that, if you've got Portal, then you've got your hands on something that's highly transformative. Ooh. Oh, Saf is next week. Next week is the big trip. Oh my gosh, that came up very, very quickly. Dude, I am so proud of you for going out and taking this big leap and doing this big adventure. I hope you have a blast. I hope you take a million pictures and share at least a dozen of them with me. And yeah, dude, record lots and lots of sounds and yeah, enjoy the temples and eat your way through that country, man. Yeah, best of luck, brother. Absolutely. And welcome in, by the way. Happy hump day to you. Corolla's saying VCV rack looks crazy, but also pretty sexy, so. Yeah, the modular world, it'll gobble you up, right? All right, so let's make something. Let's make something. Um, what are we going to make? How about we just start with something inside of a synth before we start getting all like super crazy. Let's just open up a synth and do something, shall we? Velvet Gochi is saying a lot of people seem to go from VCV rack to hardware. I accidentally asked, "What is sound?" Oh man. Yeah, it's tough. VCV Rack is the one tool that I haven't actually plugged in on a live stream here, and you guys have seen me use the modular environment in Reactor quite a bit, but you haven't seen me do VCV Rack, and the only reason is because I'm a little afraid that I won't be able to help myself, and we'll make all of the streams about VCV Rack moving forward because I really, really enjoy tinkering in the modular world. And VCV Rack is so much more true to life than reactor blocks. I mean, just to put it bluntly. Yeah, it's so much more like the real thing. We have a really great shop here in Portland called Control Voltage, and it's tough. It's tough to walk into that place and walk back out of that place without a bunch of stuff. Um, but man, they've got like big old bins full of cables, and you start patching stuff. And if I had that here on my screen, I know me, and I know my modular tendencies, I would not be as productive in general, and that would be a problem. So eventually VCV will show up on the stream, but not for some time still, I'm sure. It's good to know. It's good to know your weaknesses in life, I think. Yeah, I just wouldn't. I would stop using so many other things because I like to roll everything myself, you know? Velvet saying the paid version of VCV allows for easy loading into a DAW. Yeah, yeah, that is the big benefit right there. Hmm. Yeah, Paul is getting into the Euro rack hardware. Yep, yep. Yeah. All right, so I don't know what I'm gonna make first. I'm not exactly sure. I know that Wave Terminal is pretty great for harmonics. So I might use that as an entry point here. Ooh, Paul is willing to help out people who are wanting to jump in to VCV Rack. Maybe we'll just shape this a little bit. Maybe we'll give it a little unison. Okay, and let's give this maybe a little bit of something over here. How about, how about we do something analog in this guy? Maybe something new. Oh wait, not poly though, because I think I might FM from this. Okay, that'll work. I'm just going to bring that down a bit, and we're also going to just add this as a warp function for oscillator A. Just a little dabble, do you? Yeah, there we go. Once we get down into a lower octave, it feels right. All right, let's get maybe a little bit of drive added in this filter here. Let's add some saturation to this guy. Make it wiggle a little bit. Might even do a couple of passes on this. Actually, that's a little too digital, so I'm going to go maybe with a sine shaper first. I think I might finish it with a diode. All right, so let's make this thing kind of growl and purr. We'll put some modulation on the drive here. We're going to back it off that a little bit. Nasty. All right. Paul's going to open up a new chapter of the VCV Church here. A handful of people know this, but when I was kicking around what I wanted to do during the pandemic, whether I wanted to finish relaunching OMLab or if I wanted to keep Sound Freaks going or if I wanted to start doing live streams again or what, one of the ideas was to do a headless live stream, just like no face, no voice really, and just all modular and just run. Because if I had my druthers, it's what I would do with my time a lot of the time. Hey, Blazin', how you doing, homie? Always good to see you, homie. All right, I think I'm going to bring in some noise. All right, I'm going to add a little kind of high-pitched, waily thing. Maybe it'll just be a... Let's see. This little acid guy over here. It's really nice to have real FM inside of Serum. Oh, I'm doing all right, Blazin. How are you doing these days, man? You keeping busy? Got news. Got an artist wanting to hop on a track of mine. Nice, dude. That's great news. Big ups. That's awesome. Have we heard this music and do we know of this artist? Or is all of this entirely new to us? I don't like what I've just done here, so I'm going to take that off and that off. I think instead what we'll do is we'll put in, let's see here. Hey, turn on, please. There we go. Let's put in a... Okay, so I'm going to put a little tight pluck on this guy. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to like this, but we're going to put that in there. I'm just looking for something that will be fairly disruptive to this second guy here. Ooh. That's some tension. Oof, that is, gosh. Hey, what's up, Danny? How you doing, man? Everybody follow Imaginate. Yeah, part of me just wants this kind of like high-pitched thing in there, so I think we'll get a... I don't know if I really want to comb... There's that purr. D Love is the artist. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to go and learn about D Love because I'm unfamiliar with this artist, but I will check this artist out. Um, Paul says, "Hey Omab, forget Control Forge. You have several makers in your area. For a mess out there. Yeah, we do. Yeah, yeah. No, modular stuff is very popular out here. It's a very healthy culture, and it has been for a really long time, honestly. When I was teaching down at Puremine still in the Bay Area, when we had the SF Music Tech gathering every year, it was great because a lot of those guys would be in the area still, like on days on either side of that. But there were some really fun maker spaces where people, like where we set up a whole bunch of stuff, um, and just went bonkers. It's fun to see big brains playing with fun modules. It really is. But yeah, Paul, yeah, absolutely. There's a thriving community out here, actually. It's amazing the harmonics in this first wavetable, this wave terminal, which has been around since Serum 1, by the way. It's a fantastic digital wavetable. It has such great harmonic uh, character that it feels reverberated in so many different ways. Put just a little bit more distortion in this thing. Okay, so that's a pretty interesting little timbre there. I think we can use the sub channel on maybe just like a little, uh, maybe a triangle, and just set that up 1 octave. And I'm gonna set up just a tiny little kind of pinprick pluck. So I think maybe a little modulation, just some very simple kind of triangle modulation going up and down on this axis right here would be kind of cool. we can play with a little bit of bending on that. That'd be kind of nice. All right, and then we can set up our macros such that we have layer control. So we can have this be just the pulse, or we can have the running drone under the pulse. We can have 3 different layers of pulse. We've got noise, we've got drive on the distortion, and we've also got the kind of pluck running off the subchannel. We've got 2 sustained layers, 3 sustained layers that we can play with. One of them isn't really running audibly, though. Ooh, nice. Blazin saying, OMLab, they stream too. It'll make them easier to find. Nice. So this new artist that Blazin Beats is going to collab with is named D-Love and streams. Do they stream on Twitch? Paul says, our annual Electronica Fest shows evolved from the Baltimore DIY electronics group. Nice, Paul. A little origin story there. Coffee, Blazin. It is essential. Okay, yeah, cool. I will check out this artist. STP1, happy hump day to you. STP saying 3 OTTs and a limiter. Chris about to make a bass track, though. Let's tighten this thing up a little bit. I've got to make this translate into actual samples at some point. So this, although it is great in fun, we will actually have to twist out a couple of like relevant samples and loops from this thing. But I do like where this is going, and this reminds me, I have not run an official poll yet. But we'll make a run at the first official Serum 2 pack from the OMLab label here soon. I have no skin in this game. I have no idea what type of pack I want. So if you guys have sounds that you know you want above everything else in the world of Serum, let me know, and I will add it to the list. That's kind of tense. That's pretty all right. All right, let's put a pin in this one. The sounds that we do make here will all end up in this year's annual free Halloween pack from Ghost Hack. Okay, so we're going to save this one as, this will eventually be a pulse. And we'll just call this someone. Blah, 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 blah. How about Stalker? That'll do. You know what I would like to do? Here, we'll leave that one on the back burner for a moment. Let's open up Contact for a second. I don't know why I'm opening Contact 7. I could open the other one, right? All right, we are going to think of the types of transitions and stingers that might have good crossover value for both screen and speaker during the spooky season. I'm thinking kind of a little choir rush into some kind of abstract noise, little sweep, little wah. And then maybe almost kind of the inverse of that, where we've got something up into kind of a choir release, maybe something almost broken. Let's see what we can get up to here. Okay, that's pretty dense. So I'm going to bring this up in volume just a little bit so you guys can hear this. And we're going to bring out some different recordings in these guys. So it's something a little bit more unique to us. No, I want something a little more noisy. Yeah, okay. So that's a little off. All right, let's get the volume up on both these guys just a little bit and start treating them. Ooh, okay, that sounds pretty close. Let's get our tuning down on this guy just a little bit, I think. How about we bring one of these down a few semitones? Yeah, it's a little unsettled. Maybe up a few. Ooh, yeah. Okay. And I want to put just a little bit of grit on this too. So let's get over to here. We'll put some drive on here. And make this a little bit wider. All right, let's start recording some stuff. I need to set up a capture track. So we'll take the output here from contact and we'll run it out to a bus. And then we'll use that as the input of this audio channel. And we will arm it. And I'm just going to go ahead and play really quick and see if we are indeed capturing audio. We are. Ooh, that was a good one. All right, so we're going to stop that. Let's play these back really quick. See if we got anything good. All right, we're going to take and put this down here on its own channel. Yeah, you know, I think actually each one of these kind of has its own thing, its own value, but I think one of these kind of stands apart as being worthy. This guy right here. We can absolutely work with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe just a little bit of modulation on here. It's not a dual mono. Let's switch that. Standard stereo. Zero out the phase. Give this guy maybe like a 16th, maybe a little bit quicker, 16th triplet maybe. Nah, a little faster. Okay, now let's just gonna squarify that just a bit. Back this off. Yeah, probably something like this. Mm-hmm. Oh, I think I still need to save this project, so I'm gonna do that really quick. All right, we'll say this is Halloween 2025, and this will be day one. And we want to put this through a little extra heat. Dun, 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 dun. Kind of a cool phasey effect there. All right, let's give this thing a couple of curves. All right, that one might stay. Blazing saying, I might need to mess with Vital soon. Ooh, you haven't played with Vital yet. Okay. Paul, have you gotten wrapped, or have you gotten Corollas wrapped up into VCV? This is great. I would also recommend the Pro version, which allows you to put it into insert effect slots in DAWs. That's definitely the way to go. I mean, why roll with only half the potential, really? It's just so much more work if you're doing everything in standalone. One of us, Montagia. Anybody want to challenge me with a random sound or tool? Let's grab something. Let's go to free sound. We'll grab something totally random. That way everybody knows that this is all on the up and up. Okay. I will just bring this over here. And we'll download something together. And we'll just make sure that it is in the Creative Commons 0. So it's actually allowed. If I have a sound that you guys are asking me to use and I have it already recorded, I can just use that. But if I don't, then I can pull something up here. So let's say we want... what do we want? A train? How about some sort of... ooh, what about like a tractor or something? That'd be kind of interesting. What about a tractor? Oh, wait, I think I've just missed a letter in there. Go. Ooh. You know, these plastic crates getting set down, Those might actually be kind of good as a backbone in a jump scare effect. Um, I hadn't even really considered using a plastic bin being set down for that, but that's a nice, crunchy, abrupt sound. That's a lot of engine. Ooh, that's pretty interesting. I might take this. A lot of people who downloaded this one. Okay, so this is someone, what is this, sitting down in a tractor seat? Ooh, yeah. Okay, a music box. Okay, we can do that, Blazin. We can totally do that. Um, let's check the sound here. It's pretty interesting. I'm gonna bring this over. It's very abstract. I'm gonna bring this over to Logic here. I'm gonna put this up at the top of the screen here. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Okay, so what I'm thinking is how about we stretch this thing? Speed stretch it. That's actually a really decent recording. I like the air compression that we're hearing. It's kind of fun. Yeah, the long exhale of a tractor seat. Okay, I don't know what we're gonna get out of this sound, but here's something. This could easily be like a. This could be like a vampire like pulling the cape away and hissing kind of thing. What are we gonna make with this thing? Could be like a spooky coffin opening or something like that too. Hey, that's kind of cool. That's a really interesting like reverb profile on that guy too. I'm gonna bounce this. I'm gonna print this, and then we're gonna take that sound, this guy. Dope. All right, so now what we've got is kind of the beginning of a cool little hit. Could potentially even layer this down a little bit, drop that another octave, and then put something high above it. And like some chains rattling. And maybe the lower thing isn't a layer of this. Maybe it's like the sound of a gate or a door slamming, like a cell door. So let's go find a door. Doors. Look at that. We've got doors. Okay, so now we're going to get... maybe something like that. It's a little boomy. Close. That might be it. Okay, so let's close that down, bring this over here. Word. Okay, so I know we did a whole bunch of stretching to get this guy to this point, but I'm thinking that if this were a shorter, more succinct sound, this would actually feel fairly dope already. So I think what I might do is go ahead and I'm going to render this one more time, simply because I'm already running a pitch shift process on it, and now I'm going to shrink this by a fair bit and see what this sounds like. Cool, it actually kept its timbre. Good job, Logic. Oh, it feels a little anemic compared to what it sounded like before. Yeah, it lost a little oomph, didn't it? It's alright. We'll put something else in there to beef it up. Okay. That's exactly what we'll do. So I'm going to go ahead and grab... Yeah, maybe. No. I'm probably going to make one. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Maybe. With a little pitch bend in it. Yeah, I mean that's kind of in the realm. All right, so we'll probably consolidate these and then fry them a little bit. Yo, that's pretty beefy. Okay. So let's take this down, and just as kind of like a unified block now, we're just going to take these guys, and we'll see if they gel together in some way here. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. I think now the question is do I layer a scream in there and make this just a jump scare? Because it does have a nice kind of jump scare quality to it. Or is this more just kind of an industrial themed kind of horror hit in general? Let's give this guy like maybe an 800 out. That feels right. Yeah, I mean, maybe a scream. Maybe a scream in there. That might be kind of nice. Actually, this could be the basis of two different jump scares. Now that I'm listening back to it again, there's definitely a good amount of space here for both a male and a female version of this thing. Yeah, I like that. We'll do that. We'll do that. Blazing Beat says, okay, so what about a music box? So we'll do that next. Corollas is saying, why did this remind me of Hitman games? You know that you're really into it when you start talking with your DAW. One scream, one no scream. Yeah. Yeah, me and my DAW talk all the time. Well, I guess I do most of the talking. All right, so we were saying music box. I'm going to give this guy a color really quick so I don't lose track of it. I like using colors. And this guy right here has probably got some legs. We'll give that guy a thing. And we don't really need any of these guys, I don't think. So we'll just hide all those guys for right now. Okay. So now it looks like we just kind of magically did some stuff. Yeah, okay. Let's get into music box, right? Jump, jive, and scare, says Paul. 'Tis the season. Okay, so you said like music box, and that immediately made me think of kinetic toys somewhere in here. Hmm. Ooh, this has a nice kind of tonality for some horror stuff. go in there and kind of detune this thing. Getting distracted. I'm trying to find, I thought I remembered a nice little kind of music box. But maybe it wasn't in this. Yeah, I think this one right here might be the closest we have in this one. Zeep Sandthorpe, welcome in. Happy hump day to you. How are you doing today, fine sir? Corolla saying, I made a song another day on stream for eight straight just to realize that I have never saved it. After 8, I did save it and FL crashed. Oh, 8 hours. Oh, man. Corollas is saying that hit is already a jump scare for you? Okay, yeah, I hear you. All right, let's see if I can find the music box. I'm not sure exactly where my music box instrument actually is, so I need to find this. I'm not exactly sure where. Oh, it might be on my external. I have a contact instrument for this. I'm just not sure exactly where it is. Oh, there are one shots. Great. Okay, so we can make it if we need to. I just wanted to see if I at least had some one shots, and I do, so we can at least make it if we need to. Let's check the external drive really quick and see if I can find the music box. A toy piano. It's not quite a music box. Another toy piano. Another toy piano. Yeah. I don't think I have one after all. Hey, Prox. Hey, thanks again for reminding me that Underworld was a thing. That was nice. It was a good thing to add into my playlist currently. So thank you. I appreciate that. Olivia, welcome in. Happy hump day to you. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I was just playing with kinetic toys. I'm returning to it. Okay, so if we take something like this, I know that this isn't perfect here, but if we take something like this and we get out of mono and we get into stereo, how about this for a pulse? Let's set something up and see what we come up with. I'm not sure that this is actually horror yet, but we could twist it up to be horror-y. Let's do that. We'll just put a region in here and make it like maybe a 4-bar, and let's. That's beefy. I probably shouldn't be bouncing this at 70 BPM, that's for sure. Let's bring this up. Maybe at least 100. Oh, actually, let's undo that. I'm gonna move these other samples before I do that, so they're not overlapping with each other. Maybe we'll go with 110. That's really something. I kind of actually want to just like really abuse this thing for just a second. Oh, Liv, thanks for stopping in and say hi. Good luck at the gig. I hope it goes well. Is this a music gig? I'm not sure I like where this is going here. Yeah. Big Blue Snake, welcome in. Happy hump day to you. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. We are just playing right now. That's kind of cool. I kind of want to take that and do something with it. Okay, so this is potentially a 110 pulse if we can play with the pitch and get it to a place where we like it. It's a little too destroyed. How about just an octave down? Blue Snake, well, thanks for coming by. It's always good to have folks here live. I kind of like how weird this gets when we go down this octave. I mean, it's jumping all over the place. It's not exactly a clean bounce. But I do think that we could get somewhere interesting. I think it's just manipulating the pitch just a little bit too much. I need to solo this. Oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. What if we put an octaver on this? Would that be too much? Let's just see what happens if at the end of this whole thing, and maybe even just after the reverb and everything. Nah, we've gone off the rails. That's too much. It's too much. That's not good stuff. This, however, this I kind of like. Okay, so randomly clicking around every once in a while does lead somewhere. We're going to bring down the room. Oh man, that feels like a chain link fence, doesn't it? That feels pretty good. That's a pretty unsettling sound, really. Just to test this, shall we just pull up something kind of unsettling here and just... Okay, these are just a... wait, hold on a second. Let me pull up my Ghost Hack sounds. Because I know which sounds will go good with this. Let's go into here. All right, I like it, but just a little less verb on this, I think. All right, now just put something behind it again. Yeah, I think that feels pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna keep this one then. We're gonna print this. Let's call it the 110 pulse so I can remember what BPM it is. Yeah, that is Silent Hill vibes right there, right? Someone is coming for you. Oh man, I bounced a couple of tracks yesterday that man, as I was working on them, I was like, my blood pressure is going up. Oh, I should play one of them for you. There's a serious effect that starts to happen. Here, where am I here? Let me go into Logic folders here, and which one was it? Was it Darkness Surrounds Us? No, it's not this one. Survive the Night. I think this one might be. I made a few songs yesterday. This one feels so urgent to me. Yeah, I think it might be the modulation that I put on the strings that feels like it's just like. Okay, so this one does feel kind of right here. All right, we're going to put that one to bed. And you know what? I am going to click over to this other project really quick. I'm going to hit play on some music. I'm going to run to the bathroom really quick and I'll be right back. Play you guys some music while you wait. These are just tracks that I've previously produced for the spooky season. Yay, Halloween! I'll be right back. Yo. All right, I'm back. Where were we? We were about to do another sound here, right? This is some intense stuff right here. Corollas. Yeah, this was actually music that I put together for a release called Fright in the Audio Design Desk cinematic library. I have not played Cyberpunk actually. I never got to it. Being a father changes everything. Like I have not purchased a game for myself and played it all the way through in a few years, and it's getting better. It's getting better because as he ages into newer games, it does get better. But no, my gaming world has largely revolved around Zelda predominantly over the past several years. various forms of Zelda. I mean, there's been some Kirby and some Mario and stuff in there too, but yeah, all the bloody stuff and like really dangerous stuff has all been backburnered. He was talking with me about that yesterday, actually. Right after I picked him up from school, we went to the library, which we do all the time. And he was like, "Oh, let's check the video games before we leave." So we walk over there, and they've got a bunch of stuff, right? And I can tell, as we're walking over there, I can tell this poor little guy, he's got to go to the bathroom, right? But he wants to know, like, am I missing out on anything over there? But when we get over there, I'm like, oh, dang, they got a ton of games today. Like, there's a grip that actually looked pretty good here, right? And I start flipping through them. I'm like, oh, I might actually want to play this one. And he starts, like, squirming around. I'm just like, oh, poor kid. I'm not going to check out any of these games today. We're going to get you home so you can do your thing. And he's like, he looks up at me and he's like, why aren't you playing your own games right now? Is it because you're worried that I'm going to come down the stairs like in the middle of the night and you're going to be playing something so horribly inappropriate that like it would just give me nightmares or what? And I looked at him. I was like, well, yeah, basically. I mean, that kind of sums it up. Yeah, that's basically why. And he was like, oh, are video games for grown-ups really that scary? Like, could they actually really scare you? And I was like, kid, you have no idea. You have no idea. Cyberpunk is a masterpiece, says Corollas. Forget that it was a game while playing it at one point. You know, I've listened to quite a bit of the soundtrack. That I have tuned into, and I do like that. You know, there was so much hype around that game when it was first coming out. I'm I've been really pleased over the last couple of years to hear how satisfied people are playing it now because there was a lot of upset when it first came out. I remember just performance stuff. You know, it's a big swing. Cyberpunk, man. Yeah. All right. I am going to make some more new stuff. How about that? I'll tell you what though, the look on this kid's face when he listens to like the horror stuff that I do and stuff is like, wow. Because you can see the little wheels turning in his head. Like, what kind of scene would need sound like this? All right, shall we get synthetic? Let's do that. We're gonna give this guy a little color. My keepers right now are this kind of purpley pink today. All right. Let's go. You know what? Let's go back into serum. Just because. And actually, before we go into serum, let's play with just a little bit of granular. I'm gonna go into contact first, and maybe make something in here. And then I was thinking we could do a little similar kind of approach in a couple of other tools and see how we fare. That might be kind of fun. Okay, so I'm going to open up Ashlight. Ashlight is great. It's part of this series, Ashlight, Straylight, and Farlight. These are dual sampler tools. On one side of the engine, you've got basic sample manipulation, and on the other side, you've got granular sample manipulation. And then you've got this XY grid that allows you to engage with crossover points and saturation, whatever you're dialing into those macros, gating, that type of stuff. All right, so let's play with this sound and see what we get here. Quiet. All right, I'm going to build something fresh out of this thing. That feels kind of quiet to me. Let's go up. We're probably down. Yeah, we are down a couple of octaves. Yo, Zendremic, how you doing, homie? All right, let's go into the this guy here. I think it's just too low for us to get much of anything out of it right now. And honestly, it's a little too tonal. This is a little better. Okay, so the idea here is that we'll just have a little, what, like maybe 8 bar or so. We're running at 110. That would give us 17 seconds. Let's give this thing a 16 bar. Gives it a little bit of time to move around. And we're just going to run, I think, the entirety here. And we'll set ourselves up with some distortion after that. I know that's a really quiet sound for y'all. It's going to get louder in just a moment. We're going to filter down the texture a little bit. That's better. Okay, so now we're just going to print this in place. So now we've got this nice kind of texture-rich, abstract, kind of atmospheric element here. Which is pretty nice. I am going to then run that through. We could do one of two things. We could stick with our guitar rig theme, or we can go into thermal. I'll load up guitar rig first. I was thinking maybe we do a little bit of feedback, a shimmer on this guy, but I will flip around in here for just a minute. Yo, this is starting to feel all right. All right, let's take down the size a bit. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, now I am going to add some distortion. That's not the right distortion. Okay. We got ourselves a nice little F sharp here. F sharp, 100 BPM, or 110. Okay. And I'm going to give this thing a color too, so I know that I'm liking it. I don't miss it. Let's actually go back in here. I don't think we need to revisit the same thing, but I would like... I'd like to kind of explore some of the kind of moving textures in this thing. It's kind of a nice one, right? Oh, that reminds me. A whole bunch of new packs just came up on order, but one of them is a Brahms Volume 2 over in Ghost Tech Land. So we're going to be making a whole bunch of Brahms here in a bit. This patch just reminded me of that. It's a little bit better. I'm going to change up this hit over here too. Oh man, I'm gonna reload this guy. I'm gonna get back to the sound that I want. Okay, now this hit, not what I want. So there's this kind of high-end noise in here. Where is that coming from? Is it this guy? It's gotta be. Where is it? Come here, come here. Where are you? It's gotta be this guy. So. All right, I feel like those are the levels that we want. Like to get rid of this noise. Ooh. That F sharp is kind of unsettling, isn't it? These Bs have been feeling pretty good too. All right, I think I'm going to go with this B. And we don't need this. But I do need to record this. All right, we will print that and then we'll just shape it as we need it. Let's take a look at this thing. There goes the noise. Cool. Okay, so now that we've got that, I feel like this is where I'd like to add that feedback that I was mentioning earlier. So let's just do that. Maybe like a high-pitched kind of thing. let's take that up in frequency because I do like that effect. Double down on thermal here. I brought back some of that noise, didn't I? All right, let's get rid of that thing again. Yo, that feels pretty good right there. Yeah, okay. We'll give this thing some color. I think it's all right. How about we do, let's see here. What did I put on the list? Let me just read this really quick. Hits, risers, drones, jump scares. Okay. Okay. I'm going to open up another software track here and load up Serum. Oh, that's wild. This guy is just wild. This M. Woog. That's just nuts. If you have wavetables that you're modulating through and they like kind of jump or skip or hop between the different wavetable positions, you can right click on your wavetable position knob, click on smooth interpolation, and you get some smooth uh, morphing between each one of those um, individual frames. Say goodbye to the clunky wavetable action. Paul, take care, homie. Thanks for hanging. Always good to have you. Have a great rest of your day, dude. Yeah, it's a wild, wild wavetable. Ooh, this one's nice. I know you guys could probably barely hear that, so let's beef this up with a little something. Let's go digital, let's go FM careful triangle, and we're gonna FM with that just a bit. Oh yeah, that's like beautifully throaty in there. Let's just move this up a bit. Well, that feels dangerous, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, that's cool. We're gonna add a little filter action. And we're just gonna put a slow crawl modulation on this guy, like a 4-bar. You guys hear me say all the time in Feedback Friday streams to try to target not to include your lowest sub frequencies in your saturation, in your distortion, because it can make your mixes pretty wonky. Adding a pre-distortion filter, like a pre-process filter, is a really good way in which you can do that. This is an example of that here. Feels a little kind of cloudy, muddy with that FM modulation happening in there. So I might introduce like maybe a little bit of noise. All right, so this one, I don't know. I think I feel like I have a little more sculpting to do on this guy still. But I also feel like I'm becoming objectively less focused on this guy. I could lean into the cloudiness and I could put in a filter on the back side of this guy. And in that filter, we could run one of the new, this might not work at all. This might be really ugly. Hey, Corollas, take care. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Good luck with VCV over there if you are down the rabbit hole right now. Thanks for sticking around, dude. I'll see you on the flip. No live stream this Friday or Monday, y'all. But next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. I'm not sure that I'm sold on this dirty filter here. I think I'm going to come back to this patch. We're going to call this, how about we give this a base, a drone base. Dark and dangerous. That's what we're calling it. And we'll finish that one later today, probably. All right, I'm going to save this project, and I'm going to go back here. Play some music for you guys. It is about that time, so I am going to click over to Twitch and see who's up. Yeah, like I just said, there's no live stream this Friday, and there's no live stream Monday. So the next few days off. But I'll see you guys next Wednesday, and we will do we'll do another production stream. We might be wrapping up horror sounds. It depends on how productive I am over the next few days. But there's a chance that we might pick these sounds back up. I know, Zendremic, I know. No streams for a couple of days. But we'll be back again next Wednesday, like I said. So we'll probably be putting out a new set of free sounds for subscribers next week. So please make sure you grab the sounds that are up there in the Discord right now. Maybe have a play with those over the next few days. Everybody's bailing. Well, for those of you, the last couple of guys that are sticking around here, let's go see who we can take you to. I think I want to listen to some E-Town for a bit. All right, kitty cats. I'm going to go ahead and click this button. I will be seeing you guys in a week. Until then, I hope you stay inspired and make some really good stuff. And if you miss me, check out the new YouTube channel and watch some reruns. They're all free. All right, kitty cats. I'll see y'all on the flip. Peace out.